Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, I'm going to start by sharing a story with you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming, for spending some time with us today. We're excited to share some stories with you and our vision for Oahu Theological Seminary. So during a preaching workshop, Oahu, a man showed up unannounced. His name was Christian. Now, he's actually an electrician by trade and a native of American Samoa and a member of the church they were meeting at. Now, Christian hasn't always been a member of that church. Years ago, he was part of the larger church on Oahu that actually taught the prosperity gospel. And as Christian explained, he was steeped in its teaching and he really took it for granted until one day he joined a Bible study where another pastor patiently taught and faithfully explained the true gospel to him. And he shared that his life was transformed. And ever since that experience, Christian has been deeply concerned for the many churches throughout Hawaii that are captive to this false teaching. That's what led him to that pastor's meeting that morning. He came to make a plea. He said, don't just sit here and study. Help us to bring this training to the many pastors in Hawaii and the Pacific Islands who need it the most. Now, of the 2.2 million evangelical churches in the world, 85% of them are led by pastors with no formal theological training. So pastors in remote locations have little to no access to the training and the resources that they desperately need to shepherd God's people. This leaves the church open and vulnerable to false teaching and decline. And when a local leader in Hawaii feels called to ministry and wants to get the training, his options are online, which means that he's not getting the face-to-face discipleship, or he's forced to leave the islands, going to the mainland to get his training, never to return. And we want to change that. And this is exactly why Training Leaders International exists.
Yes. Training Leaders International, or TLI, has trained over 1,000 leaders, planted 5 schools across the globe, and developed 37 training sites in 24 countries. TLI trains pastors and leaders around the globe, partnering with local leaders who have invited us to provide theological training that pastors and leaders desperately need. Now, Molokai is one of the most remote islands in the Hawaiian island chain. They have about 8,000 people who live on the island and about 7,000 churches. Okay, maybe not that many churches, but they have many churches. And there are only a handful of pastors who actually have theological training, formal theological training. Mm-hmm. So a few members of our team, we went over to Molokai and we went to discuss the training that we bring. And the people were so excited. They asked if we could come every month. And we said, okay, well, let's see how once a quarter works and we'll go from there. But the great thing is now there is regular training happening for pastors on Molokai. Praise God for that. So here is how it works. TLI provides pastoral training and equipping workshops. So this is like continual education for pastors. And then we do pastoral encouragement and networking. So the pastors that are there, we want you to keep going. We want you to be strengthened. We want to encourage you and help you. And then we serve, every member of TLI's team serves to strengthen one particular local congregation. Now we might plug into an existing church, or we may end up planting a church of our own. But we will be planting an extension campus on the Big Island of Oahu. And this will expand Oahu Theological Seminary to the Big Island. That seminary was started in 2023, and it offers fully accredited degrees and also certification programs for pastors and teachers.
Yeah, just to clarify, so Oahu Theological Seminary is already going on the island of Oahu.
Right.
And we'll be going to the Big Island to plant an extension campus of that, of what's already going on.
That's right. So Leo is on the Big Island who, because of his busy schedule and because of the expense of seminary, he just thought that's something that he probably would never be able to do. So TLI comes and we offer a degree program for him. It fits within his schedule where he can go one night a week and meet face to face. And now he's going to be graduating this spring with his MDiv through TLI, Oahu Theological Seminary. That is amazing. So our big vision is to make the Hawaiian Islands into a sending location for the entire Pacific Rim. Hawaii is uniquely positioned both geographically and also culturally to make it a hub for many people that are immigrating to the United States. They're coming through Hawaii. So our vision is to make TLI an equipping and sending hub for islands all across the Pacific Rim, including Samoa, Fijian Islands, Tahiti, Micronesia, the Marshall Islands, Tonga, New Zealand, and many more. When pastors in Hawaii receive training and the resources they need to preach accurately and shepherd God's people with accuracy and confidence, lives are going to be changed. Believers are going to be strengthened. Churches are going to be planted, and pastors and leaders are going to be equipped to spread the gospel, not only in Hawaii, but throughout the Pacific Islands. So believers like Christian and pastors like Leo and leaders and believers on remote islands like Molokai are strengthened and equipped so that lives are changed for the gospel.
Now, our mission in Hawaii is funded by a core group of partners giving somewhere between $1,000 and $5,000 a year through monthly or annual gifts. But in order to launch our ministry on the Big Island by the end of 2026 and sustain it long term, we need to grow our team of committed financial partners who give somewhere between $1,000 and $10,000 annually.
Will you invest in theological training and join us, partner to strengthen the church in Hawaii?
Now, all you have to do to get started is just to scan the QR code right here on your screen, or you can type in the link at the bottom of the page and click give. And we're going to give you a second to do that. And we're going to actually answer some questions that we get often and some questions that have been submitted ahead of time. If you have a question, you can type that in the chat. And we're going to just answer some simple questions here. Is my financial gift tax deductible? Yes. That is a question that we get often. It's okay if you want to know that. Yes, it's tax deductible. Training Leaders International runs all of the finances through the organization, and they take care of all of the taxes. What are some ways that I can give? What are some options? I'll go back to this slide here. There are lots of ways you can give. Our most popular gift right now is the $100 a month or the $150 a month. There are lots of options. Many people are giving annually. If you can't commit to a monthly or an annual gift, you've prayed about it, you've looked at your budget, and you just feel like this isn't the time for that, of course you can give a single gift. Those are welcome too. We have raised all of the money that we need to get our family there, to move and to settle, plane tickets and all of that. So thankfully we have raised all of that launch fund, and that's where single gifts go. But of course, you're more than welcome to send a single gift if you are not able to commit to monthly at this time. Okay, will you be building a brick and mortar seminary? This is a good question.
Actually, no. And one of the main reasons why we won't be doing that is because of the high cost of real estate in Hawaii. And it's actually the high costs that have prevented the church from having a long, self-sustaining seminary up until now. It's really wreaking havoc on the church. So what we do is we partner with a local church and we share space with them, develop a relationship with that church. So we're helping to, make training for their upcoming leaders more readily accessible. There'll be a library at that church, so that's helpful to everyone. Mm-hmm. And that really will keep the cost down for the students because we want to make this something that they can afford. We want it to be a reality for them. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Are you also planting a church?
Yes. The short answer,
maybe.
Yes, probably. It really depends on the relationships that we build with the local church. And if there is a local church who is ready to send out a leader, then we will 100% be going with that local leader to plant a church. Mm-hmm. Or if we're at a local church and they say, hey, we think we're ready, we haven't really developed a leader, then yeah, we will go and we'll be planting a new church. We'll try to bring a new leader along with us to kind of bring up that local leader and develop his skills in preaching and shepherding. So yes. Yeah, that's definitely on the radar for us, mm-hmm. for sure.
Okay, when do you plan to leave and launch your ministry? And this is a two-part question. Why do I need to start giving now if you're not there yet? This is a very good and honest question. And the answer is our goal is to raise all the support that we need for the seminary by the end of 2026. So at the time of this recording, it's the end of 2025. So we are going to take the next full year and work to raise the money that we need to launch and sustain the ministry. And the reason we need the giving to start is because we need to make sure that we have all of the commitments, all the monthly and annual gifts to equal what it's going to cost to operate and to function. So we get that question a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll give to you when you leave. I'll start my giving before it's time for you to go. But it's kind of like the chicken or the egg. We can't actually go until we have all of the commitments and all of the giving.
That's right.
So the money that you're giving now, even though we haven't left yet, is sort of sitting there. It's still being taken care of. It's accounted for. We do not have access to it at this time. So it's going to be there. It's all going to be used towards the ministry that you've committed for it to be used for. So I think that is a great question that answers it. And we understand. We understand psychologically, giving to someone who's not actually doing the work yet can seem a little bit tricky. But in fact, our work has already begun. Mm-hmm. So we are already doing the work, even though we are not physically on the field. So I think those are like the most common questions that we get. If you have any more questions, you can reach out to us. And that concludes our little presentation. Do you have anything to add?
No.
Yeah, thank you.
If there's no other questions, I think that's good.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We appreciate your time. And if you have any questions or concerns about our ministry, about giving, about Oahu Theological Seminary, you can reach out to us. And we'll see you later. Thanks, guys.